Sugar Nunez defeats Christopher Diaz Velez in a possible fight of the year contender. An absolute war. Very, very, very good and entertaining fight from both guys. It was the 10-7 in my opinion, which definitely sealed that fight for Sugar Nunez. I scored it 115 to 111 to Sugar Nunez, so I had him 7-5 anyway. But if it wasn't for that 7-5, then if it wasn't for the 10-7, then that could have made things very interesting. I've seen people that had it a draw, so they gave Diaz Velez more rounds than Sugar Nunez, but I don't think so. It was a close and competitive fight, round-wise. It was competitive, but yeah, it was that 10-7, which fully sealed it for Sugar Nunez and made him win the fight. Yeah, look, very good. Diaz Velez was actually on the front foot, and I was saying in my prediction video, both guys love taking the front foot, but it's going to be Sugar Nunez. But it was Diaz Velez on that front foot, coming forward, looking to push the pace. But I thought Sugar Nunez was good off that back foot, though. I thought Sugar Nunez was good on off the back foot. I think what was clear to see is that there was a clear speed advantage with Diaz Velez, but there was a clear power advantage with Sugar Nunez. That's what I noticed, in that fight. That was clear to see. But late on, Diaz Velez was busting Sugar Nunez up a bit, round 11, round 12, busting him up quite a bit. I thought round 11 and 12 were really good rounds for Diaz Velez. I thought for Sugar Nunez, it's the best I've seen his jab, to be honest with you. I thought he worked very well behind that jab on that back for Sugar Nunez. It was a different kind of fight for him. A different kind of fight for Sugar Nunez that we haven't really seen him in. No one's pushed Sugar Nunez like what Diaz Velez was able to do in that fight. I haven't seen, Rikishi, took him the distance and it was a good fight. But Diaz Velez really asked a lot of questions of Sugar Nunez there. Really chin checked him, and Sugar Nunez, of course, passed the test. Look, I feel like with the first knockdown that Sugar Nunez scored, Diaz Velez was pretty unlucky with it. Pretty unlucky. It was a knockdown. He dropped him with a punch. It was unlucky, though. Kind of like a pushing punch, but it was a knockdown. Ref was right to rule it. Then I feel like after that, Diaz Velez's head was kind of messed with a little bit, which caused him getting dropped again, which again was a legit knockdown, a proper knockdown. So, yeah, look, that was clear to see. So that was a 10-7 round for Sugar Nunez. It was interesting. It was an interesting fight. I thought Diaz Velez was very good behind his straights. The 1-2 of Diaz Velez was good. The 1-2-3 of Diaz Velez was very good tonight. The 1-2-3 to the body, 1-2 upstairs, going downstairs to the body. I feel like it was very good to see from Diaz Velez. Variety of shots, mixing it up. I feel like when Diaz Velez went to the body, it was very effective. Very effective. I thought Sugar Nunez's straight was good to the body as well. It was a very good and entertaining fight to watch. Very entertaining fight to watch. I think overall, I like how Diaz Velez kept his composure throughout the fight. I do. I really like how he kept his composure. I thought he was going to be in a bit more of a firefight, like just swinging randomly a bit and being a bit messy with his work. I thought Diaz Velez would be forced into doing that, but he wasn't at all. He kept his composure, Diaz Velez, and picked his shots very well. I mean, it was a firefight. It was a war. It was a firefight. But what I meant was, getting messy. And that's what Diaz Velez didn't do. He didn't get messy in there. He was very good at keeping his composure. He kept his shots nice and tight. And I feel like it was the timing on his shots that got Sugar Nunez and busted him up a bit, to be honest. And Diaz Velez had a good engine in there. He had a good engine. I know it sounds like I'm praising Diaz Velez a lot, but to be honest, he's always showing in, showing out no matter what in his title fights, win or lose. And, I do feel bad for him that, 3 title fights now. He's lost all 3, and he's putting a good performance in all 3 of them. Especially tonight, I feel like he was very good. But again, Sugar Nunez, it was just that power of Sugar Nunez, which I think got to Diaz Velez that bit more. And I feel like in those middle rounds, Sugar Nunez was good towards the body, and I feel like Sugar Nunez's inside game was really starting to work. But again, Diaz Velez covered up well, took some good shots on the gloves, but and was coming back and was countering well. But yeah, Sugar Nunez was stronger in there. Sugar Nunez was stronger in those middle rounds. And there we go. That's kind of what was swaying the fight towards him. But again, you can't take anything away from Diaz Velez's effort. I feel like both guys were fantastic tonight. Both guys were the best they could have been. That's the best I've seen Diaz Velez in his career, definitely. And for Sugar Nunez, again, it's a different kind of fight for him. He's up in the levels as we go now. As a world champion now, he keeps on. He keeps on up in those levels. With who he is going up against, and I feel like Diaz Velez was the perfect dance partner for him tonight, definitely. I feel like that was arguably a harder fight than what Rikishi was. I feel like more questions were asked of Sugar Nunez in that fight against Diaz Velez than they were against Rikishi. Definitely, he was getting hit hard in that fight. He was getting hit with quick shots where Diaz Velez was able to make him shell up. He was able to make him shell up in there. Am I surprised that Sugar Nunez didn't get him out of there? No, because I feel like just Diaz Velez was just so composed in there. I mean, I did predict a Sugar Nunez stoppage, but while watching the fight, I'm not surprised that Sugar Nunez didn't get him out of there. Diaz Velez was calm, composed, picked his shots well when under pressure. It was good, but again, Diaz Velez was on the front foot for most of that fight and pushed Sugar Nunez having to fight on that back foot. But again, I feel like Sugar Nunez was occupying well behind that lead hand. And again, the jab was very active with Sugar Nunez tonight. With Sugar Nunez, that lead hand of his is good because he's able to set his shots up well behind it. But I feel like his jab was active. It was more active than what I feel like we usually see from him. And that was very good to see. So, a different kind of performance, a different kind of fight from him. And that's what you're going to get when you go up against different kind of styles. Anyway, respect to both guys. Fair play. Great fight. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Speak to you on the next one.